Nerd Theory. What's going on, everybody? Brian back in with part 2 of the Criterion auction haul, July 2023. And before I begin, I just want to give a shout out to everybody who's supported these last few videos. It means a lot to us. We're over 1,300 subscribers, so subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. And also with that, the reason why we've been getting so many of these, because we've been getting great deals on Whatnot. And if you click the link below in the description, you actually get a $10 credit. It's an auction site, kind of like eBay, except for everything's live. People put up their product, you see it on screen, you bid right then and there, depending on how much time's left on the clock. So, and that's how we were able to get a lot of these animes. You haven't seen animes yet, but we'll get to that. Criterions and other movies as well for lesser price than like going to Best Buy. Like this one, this Sweetie right here, was probably only about $10. It's $40. I mean, even with the half off sale at Barnes & Noble, it's not that cheap. So if you're a movie collector, I highly suggest clicking that link. And there's also a link there if you want to sell some of your stuff too. So click that, and thanks for the support of the channel. With that being said, let's start. This one is number 356. This is Sweetie. This is Jane Campion, director of The Piano and Power of the Dog. So we're going to put this one right over here between the Dazed and Confused and Bicycle Thieves. That one. Next up, we have The Double Life of Veronique, 1991 film. This one is spine number, it's hard to see, 359. So, right next to The Sweetie and Bicycle Thieves. Next up is a film from 1965, The Naked Prey. This is from, this is restored high definition, just like most of them are. Never heard of this one before. It's one of the first times I ever saw this Criterion, actually. I saw it on Whatnot. But this is spine number 415. If I can find the place. Okay, this goes in between my box sets here. Then, this is actually a DVD. It's The Fire Within. I don't think this is out on Blu-ray. It might be. But once again, it's one of those good deals, and it's spine 430. Which is right here next to Blast of Silence and Thief of Baghdad. Next up, The Spy Who Came In From the Cold. Back from 1965. That one right there. Looks interesting. Spine number 452. Alright, get a little tight space there in the 450s. Next up is The Exterminating Angel. This was on my wife's radar for a while. Back from 1962. This is also a DVD as well. I had to change out the cases because the cases it came in were like really thin for some reason, so I had to buy some new DVD cases and to put out there because it would just drive me nuts because I have OCD. So whatever. 459.
You're not the only one.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. And that's right next to the Friends of Eddie Coyle. Next up, this one I watched a while back, probably about a year ago on the Criterion channel, which if you haven't got the Criterion channel and you like Criterion movies, check that out. This was 479. This is My Dinner with Andre. This movie was impressive on a level of for me because of just the dialogue back and forth, and there's a lot of it. Like, I could never in a million years imagine memorizing all that dialogue, and they just pulled it off in this movie. So, not a movie for everybody to be sure, but spine number 479. I'll probably watch it again at some point. 479, right next to Benjamin Button and The Human Condition.
Try and get over here so I can let you guys see this stuff, because we're getting so far on the end, it's hard to see where they're all
Well, we're also moving, too, so like there's a lot of stuff in the way.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get in the corner.
Next one is spine 502, Revanche. And that's from 2008. And this is spine 502. So hopefully...
Are we moving to the next shelf?
Yes, we are.
Yay!
Yay, 502.
Now I can actually let you guys see them get shelved.
Right next to Paris, Texas, and next to Hunger on the shelf. Next up is Make Way for Tomorrow. I've actually heard a lot about this movie back from 1937. And this is spine number 505. That goes next to Hunger and Ride with the Devil. Next up, Bigger Than Life from 1956. This is spine number 507. Uh-oh. Getting a little tight on
Yeah,
the
I have to
space.
do a shifty shift.
Do a little shifty shift. This one is a Bergman film, which we actually technically have in the Bergman collection
Yeah,
that we have over
we
there.
have the whole thing over there. We like to have the singles too.
But yeah, we like to be completionists, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it's nice having all the numbers.
Yeah, because we're weird and once again OCD.
Yeah.
537.
Plus, let's be honest. Turn that around for a second. How cool is that cover? Why would you not want that?
Cool.
That was me completely, by the way.
Between Thin Red Line and Paths of Glory, Stanley Kubrick movie. Next up, 553, Fish Tank from 2009. 553. Oh, right here. Next to the America Lost and Found box set. Put it right there. Next, Kess. This is from 1970. This is spine number 561. Next to White Material and Blowout. Blowout, by the way, if you haven't seen Blowout.
So good.
So good. So good. Something Wild, a Jonathan Demme film from 1986. I remember seeing this in a video store like all the time when I was a kid. I always walked by it, but I never thought anything of it. And then I was like, oh, wow, that's a Criterion. All right, I guess I'll have to watch that.
I love that cover.
Yeah. This is number 563. It's next to Blowout and Kiss Me Deadly. Uh-oh, getting tight on space again.
Yeah, it looks like the colors want to be moved over.
Yeah. Next up is Zazie, Donsley Metro, from 1960. About an hour and a half movie. This was spine number 570. Yeah, it goes between The Killing, which is a Kubrick movie, and People on Sunday. Next up, Secret Sunshine from 2007, rather. This is spine number 576. Right next to The Killing and The Phantom Carriage.
Oh, hold on. We have a visitor.
We do.
Gigi?
Kitty. All right, see you later.
Okay, bye.
This is Identification of a Woman from 1982. This is spine 585.
I just want you to accidentally step on her. She was underneath you. Exactly.
That's what you would have heard.
Yeah.
This one is Designed for Living, back from 1933. This is spine number 592. Did you know that out of all the silent movies that have ever existed, only 25% of them still remain?
That's sad.
Which is why I like the Criterion and kind of the film preservation behind it. This one is World on a Wire from 1973. This is spine number 598. In between The Outlaw Samurai and Vanya on 42nd Street. Next up, Letter Never Sent from 1959. This is a Russian movie. This is spine number 601. Uh-oh. Next to Anatomy of a Murder and next to Being John Malkovich, between those two. Next up, The Organizer from 1963, Italian movie.
That's a cool cover.
Yeah, it is a cool cover. This is spine 610. Right next to Being John Malkovich and Letter We Never Sent. I've heard a lot about this movie coming up, Certified Copy. I want to say, I think they maybe remade it, and it had Antonio Banderas in it. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure somebody will let me know in the comments. But this is back from 2010. This is spine 612. I'm going to move that Rosemary's Baby out of the way and put it between Being John Malkovich and Charlie Chaplin's The Gold Rush. Next is Rosetta from 1999. This is spine number 621. And that's next to Weekend and The Promise. Weekend, there's a couple different Weekends, but this one is Jean-Luc Godard's, I believe. Yep, I was right. And that's from 1967, and that's spine 635. And that goes between the Trilogy of Life and Heaven's Gate. That's getting tight right there. We'll have to move some stuff. A Man Escaped from 1956. This is a French film. Spine number 650. So we're going to have to move Nashville over one. I might as well do that too while we're at it. 650, 650. There we go. Next to On the Waterfront, or between On the Waterfront and Badlands.
Badlands is a great movie.
Oh, yeah. This one's a DVD I got. Jubal. I know there's a Blu-ray version of this, but once again, I'm a sucker for a deal. So, This is spine number 656. All right. And the last one for this video, everybody's like, God, there's another one. Jesus. This is 310 to Yuma. This is from 1957. There was a remake of this more recently, but this is spine number 657, which is not what I had in mind. Hold on, doing a shift. And that's next to Jubal and Medium Cool. So, with that being said, thanks for stopping by. Once again, subscribe if you like. Thumbs up, thumbs down. It's all the same to me. We're just glad you came. Take it easy.
Gigi says,
Yep,
bye.
there you go. See ya.